Hello, my name is Douglas Lang. I'm going to be walking us through how to navigate the auction portal for the state tax credit auction. Okay, first things first, how do you get to the auction portal? On the tax credit website, there's a field for a direct link. It'll always be right here in this quadrant. Currently, it's coming soon, but once it's added, this is where you can click. What is the auction portal? All public bidding opportunities are posted at njhfma.bonfirehub.com. So this includes more than just the state tax credit auction. So just make sure you're clicking on the right opportunity. Here, it'll list the status of what bids are open, the reference number, the project name. For our case, ours will say state tax credit auction. You'll have the close date, the days left, and action is where you click view opportunity to view the auction bid. And for any reason, if you need to see any past public opportunities, it's right up there. Okay, here is a demonstration of what the state tax credit auction bid will look like. Just keep in mind that some of the dates and info may vary, as this is just for the demonstration. You will have the project name, the reference ID, the status, if it's open or closed. Here are probably the three most important fields. It's the open date. This is when the bid opens and is able for view and submission. The question due date, you can submit questions through the portal. The close date, and as well, there's a calendar that visibly displays this information for you. Here is the project description. Important events are, again, the open date, question due date, and the closing date. Once the bid closes, you will not be able to submit any bids, so just keep that in mind. The supporting documentation, these are all files that are attached for this auction opportunity. They are the state tax credit auction bid form, the Iran, Russia, and Belarus disclosure, the state tax credit auction guidelines, and the submission instructions. You can click to download these on the right. If you are not logged in, you won't see this option, so just make sure you log in or create an account. We'll go over that in a second. Here is the requested information. For this bid, you have to include the state tax credit auction bid form as a PDF. You have to answer if you wired the refundable 10% bid deposit. It's a yes or no question. The non-refundable bid fee of $500, also a yes or no question. You have to include the tax clearance certificate. We have instructions on our website's facts and questions for how to do this, how to get it. You have to include the Iran, Russia, and Belarus disclosure. If you have any additional attachments, they are optional. They're not required. And lastly, you have to answer how you heard about this auction opportunity. Here is the messages. If you have any questions, you can post here at the vendor discussions, or you can reach out to us at auction@njhfma.gov. And at the end of the page is the submission. Once you are ready to submit your bid, you'll click here to prepare your submission. But first, I'm going to walk us through how to log in and how to create an account. How do I log in or register? At the top right of any page, whether it's the landing page or the actual auction bid, there will be a login and register button at the top right. So if you have an account, click the login, or if you need to register, you'll click register. If you hit register, another window will pop up and you'll add your organization name, and your email, and you'll hit create account. Once created, you'll get a success message and it'll say that you've been sent an email. If you used our NJHFMA landing page or website, you'll get our logo because you could register just through Bonfire without being added to our system. You'll check your email and you'll get an email from Bonfire support and you'll click the complete setup link. Here you'll add your name again and you'll create your account's password. Here, if your company already has an account, you can match the domain, or otherwise you'll add your company's info by hitting Create My Company. If you hit Create My Company, you'll have to add all your business information. It'll have a red asterisk for all the required fields. And then once you fill everything in, you'll be able to hit Save and Next. This page asks you if you want a free version of Bonfire Una or the Pro version. The free version is all that's needed to register for an account. Next, it'll ask you for your state territory and your regions. You'll have to click which regions are applicable before you're able to hit save and next. And then once you do that, your account is created. You're able to add any of the following settings, or you can just continue to the dashboard. The keywords, if any keywords that you're interested in get published as a bid, you'll get notified, and same for commodity codes. And this is the dashboard. On the dashboard, if there's any invitations you were sent for bidding opportunities, they'll pop up here. Work in progress, these are bids that you started but didn't submit. Submitted, these are your submitted bids. Awarded, these are any that are awarded to you, and any contracts that are associated with your account. And here, if you had any commodity codes that you requested to be notified of, would pop up here, and same for keywords. And next, we'll show you how to submit your bid. Okay, to submit your bid, you're going to want to first download all the supporting documentation. Once you're logged in, you are able to hit the download on the side for all of them, and they'll get downloaded. It is recommended you can open them up in your browser and fill them out, but it is recommended to fill out the bid form and the Russia, Belarus, Iran disclosure in Adobe Acrobat. When the file is opened in Adobe, it will have red fields around what is required, and it should alert you if anything is misfilled in or missed. You need to submit a complete application for it to be valid. So here's info on the state tax credit auction. Here are the instructions. Here are the eligibility requirements and the bid minimums. Here's where you fill out your bidder organization info, and I'm going to fill it out for you just so you can see what it might look like. My bidder identification number. Even if your company's name is the same, you should still put in the doing business name as your regular name. And in that case, that's what I'm going to do. Entity type, the date established, the mailing address, the bidder country, the state. If the bidder or any person who controls the bidder or owns more than 1% of stock of interest in the company, you have to click if they are an employee of the state of New Jersey. If yes, you have to specify the name, the employee, the title, and the stock interest percentage. In this case, I'm going to hit no. Related entities information. This is where you will include any information for any organization affiliates or parent companies. If you don't have any, you don't have to add anything for this section. If you do, you would add the organization name, Doug's Smaller Bread Co. You would hit the affiliate organization, the number, the entity type, and the mailing address. But again, only if you have any, and if not, you can skip ahead. So the next required section is the authorized representative, and I'm going to fill out my information for that. If you do not fill in a correct phone number, it will alert you. So again, it is just recommended that you utilize Adobe Acrobat so you don't misspell something that could make your bid invalid. Would you like to receive email communications? Yes. And here's where you'll put your address again. Even if the authorized representative is the CEO, you must still fill in the CEO's information. So I'm going to fill in my information again. and the mailing address is the same. Next is the tax clearance certificate. You must submit a current tax clearance certificate from the New Jersey Division of Taxation with your bid. Here's some instructions about that and how to get it. Next is the bidder wiring instructions. If a bidder is not a winning bidder, your deposit will get refunded, but that does not include the non-refundable $500 fee. Here's where you'll put in your information if you need to be refunded. Mm. And it's vitally important that you input the correct information here because this is where your 10% deposit will be sent. Tax credit bid. For your bid, you must indicate if you have a corporate business tax liability or an insurance premium liability. If one of these is not checked, your bid will not be valid. I'm going to click corporate business tax. For my filing period, I'm going to say it's January to December. For the bid price and amount, the face value of the tax credits purchased can't be below $250,000. If you input something below that in Adobe, a warning message will pop up. I'm going to do 250,000. Your bid price per credit has to be at least 80% or zero 0.8. I'm going to input 0.85. Your total bid will be auto calculated. So if I put 0.9, it changes. And same for your deposit amount. It's 10% of the bid amount, which is your total bid. And again, in addition to the 10% bid deposit, you must also wire transfer a separate non-refundable bid fee of $500. Here is NJHFMA's wire transfer information. And the last page of the bid form is the certification of bid. You will type your name, you will review all the certifications, and you'll mark yes where appropriate. And you will give your title, date, and you'll lastly sign. Once you sign the bid, you should be completed. Just verify that all required fields are filled in. If any required information is left out, your bid again will be deemed incomplete. Okay, the next file we have is the disclosure for Iran, Russia, and Belarus. In this file, again, just like the last bid form, all required fields in Adobe Acrobat are highlighted red. I'm going to click that I certify that neither me or any of my subsidiaries are entities engaged with Iran. Next, I'm going to say that none of my affiliates or myself are on the OFAC list. And then you'll fill in the below vendor information. You just want to make sure that you sign last, because if you sign first, the bid will probably lock. Just keep that in mind. Oh, the date is today's date. Don't forget your company's FEIN number. Fax number is not required, but if you have it, you are welcome to fill it in. Okay, and then again, once it's filled out, you will sign. And once signed and all required fields are filled in, you are done with the disclosure. The next form are the state tax credit auction guidelines. It is recommended you read through this on your own time. It details all the program information, the bid submission process, and how we determine awarding and eligibility. The last file is the submission instructions for bidders on the auction website. This details all the requested information, which we already went over, the field, the file type requested, how many files can be submitted, and if it is a requirement. Everything is a requirement in your bid except for the additional attachments. It also details the file size, the data, limits, where you upload your submission, the times, and then again, just keep in mind that this is a video demonstration. The times might be different for the bidding opportunity you are interested in. It is recommended that you submit your bid at least 1 day before closing time, just to give room for any technical difficulties you may have, because once it hits the closing date, you will not be able to submit your bid going forward. Again, if you need any help, it is recommended you check our auction website for the frequently asked questions, and you can reach out to auction@njhfma.gov. Once you download all the files, you review all the guidelines, submission instructions, and fill out the bid form and the Iran, Russia, and Belarus disclosure, you are ready to submit your bid. To do that, you'll go down to the bottom of the page where Prepare Your Submission is. This will say your company's name, and you'll prepare your submission. Again, just keep in mind that the times may be different because this is just a demonstration from the bidding opportunity you are interested in. It'll list your company's name, your name, and the email. Step 1, provide your submission information. So here's the state tax credit auction bid form. All the files that are red mean they're required, and yellow means they're optional. You'll go over here and hit upload file, and this is for the state tax credit auction bid form. Once it's uploaded, it'll turn green. That means that the field requirement is met. For this, it's a question field. Did you submit a wire transfer for the refundable 10% bid deposit? I'll say yes, because I did. And you have to hit save. If you don't hit save, the required bubble will still be red, and it will not allow you to submit the bid. Here's the question for the non-refundable bid fee of $500. I did submit that. Here's your tax clearance certificate. You'll upload it as a PDF. Next is the Iran, Russia, and Belarus disclosure. If you have any additional attachments for any reason, this is where you would upload them, but it is not a requirement. And lastly, you'll just say how you heard about this opportunity. I'm going to say not applicable, and you might